There's so many things about it that I think are mid and bad, but in particular, I really want to highlight the use of Lakeith Stanfield in this film
Mm.
as something that's particularly crazy, borderline problematic. In fact, not
It's
even borderline.
basically it's
He's a
basically a dildo.
he's a dildo.
He's a dildo in this movie.
I literally looked at the person I was watching this film with. I said, Lakeith Stanfield is Jennifer Lawrence's character's dildo in the
Yeah,
film.
it's not subtle.
What was going on in this movie? Like you said, everything he tries to do with postpartum depression, Night Bitch did better. And once I thought that movie was flawed, I thought the central performance was good, and I thought the
Yes.
movie was kind of okay. Also, very importantly, I believed some of the characters in that movie. I don't believe anybody in this damn I love. I don't believe Jennifer Lawrence is some woman in rural Montana losing her mind. I don't believe she's pregnant when they show her pregnant. I don't believe Robert Pattinson is her rural husband, American husband, not
Mm.
with whatever accent he
Oh
was doing
God,
in this film.
yeah.
I don't believe any of it. I don't believe this woman's child would have been taken away from her a long time
Long
ago.
time ago. Long
Long,
time ago.
long, long time ago. From when she was waving a gun around in the house in the evening with the baby there, leaving knives with the baby, shooting the dog. Like, let's be serious now. Let's actually be serious. Also, him proposing to her after she had that episode with the
Yeah.
baby, I was like, what is going on here? Like, sometimes I was like, okay, is it all supposed to be surrealist, so I shouldn't take things too literally, it's high art? And then I'd be like, no, this film doesn't deserve that. It doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
So one of the things I hate about this movie the most is the fact that at least with Night Bitch, there were conversations about what was contributing to the postpartum depression, i.e., the unfair division of labor, right? This movie doesn't even have that to say. Like for the first hour, it was almost like they were saying if Jennifer Lawrence just gets the sex that she wants, then that will solve her postpartum depression. And I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, I even forgot about that. I forgot about her constantly begging Robert
It was
Pattinson. No,
ridiculous.
no, 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 no. Um, I will say that I did get the impression they were trying to make some kind of weaponized incompetence points with Jackson, like him bringing that dog after she said we need a
Yes,
cat in this house.
yes, I see that.
So in some ways, like he is messing with her in his
He
own
was.
useless way.
But the reason why I feel like it doesn't properly land that point is because when she goes completely nuts, right, and they finally, after like an hour and a half, send her to a hospital, we see that Patterson's character does pick up all of that responsibility, and it doesn't even show him necessarily struggling under the pressure of that.
It's true. She comes back home and the house
Yeah,
looks
everything was
presentable for
clean. So I was
once.
like, okay, so he's literally have it in my notes that okay, so he wasn't demonstrating weaponized incompetence then, because a guy who's demonstrating weaponized incompetence, if she was coming back from the hospital, best believe that house would have been upside down.
Or he would have found another woman to come and
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah, all that stuff. But he didn't do that. So I was like, so what's the point of this movie then? You have nothing to say. There's no story here.
That is the theme of the film. You have nothing to say.
Yeah.
So many women came together to make this film, from the writers to the directors to the original novelist, and all they had to say was nothing and use Lakeith Stanfield as a dildo.
And the thing is, like, I don't want to be problematic in the sense that I don't want to imply that wealthy women don't have issues with this because they do, right? But I wonder if it's because of the wealth aspect here. Maybe they genuinely don't know what it is to be a woman that is suffering postpartum and is in the economic situation that Jennifer Lawrence's character is in. Because remember, these people are basically homeless. They're in their family's house. Yeah? So when you've got all of those pressures on you, and then you've got postpartum depression, and then you've got a husband that's not stepping in, I feel like there should be more to say here, but maybe because they're potentially, I don't want to make assumptions, but potentially they don't have that level of strain. They don't have the fluency to discuss it.
But you see, even you saying that, like, I watched this movie and I didn't even understand what level of socioeconomic class I'm supposed to be interpreting of these people. Why? Because throughout this film, once I'm supposed to be believing that they're in some backwoods, rural Montana town and
Mm.
Jennifer Lawrence is just this poor housewife just trying to do whatever, at the same time, they keep on talking about this novel she's writing. And
Mm.
also, her character's hair at all times looks like Jennifer
It's
Lawrence's
true.
hair in a hair commercial for
Facts.
Tresemme. Her
Facts.
hair at all times looks Hollywood ready. And I'm like, not even rich, wealthy women, when they're dealing with postpartum depression right after their babies are born, if they're just sitting at home alone, their hair doesn't look like this. Talk less of I'm supposed to believe some rural poor woman, her hair is looking like this as she's crawling on the ground, rolling around in the
Facts.
soil. So that was also distracting. Another reason I couldn't take the film seriously, which is why I can't say this is an unserious film masquerading as a serious film, because it has all these abstract elements and a bit of surrealist vibes, and because it premiered at film festivals, and it has Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence, who are considered to be serious actors, and Nick Nolte and Lakeith Stanfield. It looks at a glance like a serious prestige movie, and then you watch it and you're like, oh no, this is just silliness.
Yeah. And the one thing I will say is this movie does have one thing over Night Bitch, which is that it's obviously more beautifully shot, right? But when you have the budget, I expect that from you. So I can't even really fully give you the credit for that.
Yeah, I wasn't even that gagged by its aesthetics. I'm measuring everybody's cinematography this year against films like My Father's Shadow and Hamnet and stuff like that. So I'm not that moved. I know I keep on mentioning him, but I just want to dedicate some time for specifically talking about Lakeith Stanfield's character and the black people in this movie. I'm genuinely stunned by what they did there. So as she's descending into her postpartum depression and mania, we keep seeing Grace's character have like these flashes or hallucinations of a man in a motorcycle helmet and a motorcycle riding around. And I think he's wearing dark clothes. She also sees a black horse a lot. So she sees a black horse and she sees a black man, because it's eventually revealed that this man she's seeing is played by Lakeith Stanfield. And she has some kind of like lust towards him. Then later on, we see her near a grocery store and we see the same man, but this time he's not dressed up in some motorcycle, with his black wife and their daughter, and they're getting her stuff out of I think she's in a wheelchair, out of the boot of the car or something. And then she looks at him and she just walks towards them, and they share a whole moment and they gaze at each other, and then he goes off on his way. And then later on, she walks from her home to his family's house, which is some like flashy, more bougie house that he has, somewhere in the middle of nowhere as well. So we're supposed to be these black people are staying in this bougie house in the middle of nowhere in rural Montana. Okay. And again, with him saying no words, he doesn't speak a single word in this film, if I'm not mistaken.
Because he's a dildo. Dildos don't speak.
She then goes to go and he comes out of his house where his wife and his baby are. He goes to the back shed of this house in the middle of nowhere. He takes off his pants.
Yeah.
She uses him as a dildo. He still doesn't say a word. And then next thing we see, Robert Pattinson's Jackson is roaming around wondering where is his wife. Is she with her dildo? And we either don't see him again after that, or the next time we see him, he's another hallucination or another glance of him just standing in the meadow. I was stunned. I was stunned, not just because like of the explicit dildo usage of this black man in this film, but also because of all people to cast. Lakeith Stanfield, one of the more interesting, eccentric, cool actors in Hollywood you could get just in general, regardless of race. That is all you call him to do, to wordlessly be a dildo for Jennifer Lawrence. I could not believe it.
Let me quote my notes here. I said that it's a bold choice to depict black men that way in 2025, but I'll leave that for the black men to unpack.
You know what?
Let me come out of black men's business. This one's for y'all.
Facts. I can't be caping too much. I can't stop thinking about the fact that it's a bunch of white women that wrote this, directed this, cast this, acted in this, and they all came together and said, let Lakeith be our dildo.
Right, let me jump back into black men's business for 1 second, because I was thinking about this. I was like, is there a graceful way for me to interpret this? Is this just her trying to go for the exact opposite of the husband that's disappointing her? So obviously Robert Pattinson is a white man, and now she wants to go for the opposite of that, so that's a black man that doesn't talk? I don't know. And apparently it's richer than Robert Pattinson. Is that what's going on here? That's the best I can do.
So, in which case then, I would take the interpretation that he's an imaginary character. He doesn't actually exist. Or maybe he's a random man that lives in their town that she has seen in passing. And then now she's hallucinating a version of him, of this cool, suave, super rich man. Like you said, opposite of Robert Pattinson in every way. Black, super wealthy, mysterious, doesn't talk back at her, and gives her the sexual gratification that she needs. If that's the point that they're making, that is a point to be making. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's an interesting choice for the kid to participate in. But But like you said, we'll leave that to the black men to address it. I was stunned when I was watching. I was like, surely something else is going to happen here. Like maybe the second half of this movie, it suddenly switches to his point of view or something. Something. He's going to have some kind of confrontation with her, or him or her partner are going to have a conversation. They are going to have this character do something but provide wordless sexual gratification to this white woman. And it just never happened.
It was literally giving plantation fantasies. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's absolutely wild. But again, I can't.
It's the fact that they went to the back house, our house,
Literally.
out in the back, in the fields.
In the fields, yeah.
And all you see is just like the top of his nude form above her, giving her the gratification she wants. And then that's it, you don't hear from him again. Actually, you never hear from him because he doesn't speak. I was stunned.
Mm-hmm.
I was stunned.
As you said, Lakeith Stanfield chose that role for whatever reason. I don't want to judge, maybe it's a bit tight in Hollywood at the moment. Maybe this is the only role that came along, but yeah, I actually don't have anything more to say about this. I agree with you, it was diabolical. I was shocked. And I said, well, this is up for black men to discuss, not my business.